Okay. The biggest problem with this particular issue, an arc as a whole, I would say.
Is that I've already forgotten what happened.
I mean, well, that's fair. What I was going to say is that I really don't give a crap about this mermaid chick and her marriage to this other C-list Aquaman character.
Yeah, but at least she has the
Ronald.
Yeah, but she's got the name. It's like, well, Laurie
Lamaris.
Yeah. Exactly. It's another double L.
Oh, that's what's important. That Clark dated someone briefly and she had the right initials for it.
I fully believe that's what Wade thinks about.
I just like, so obviously they do this whole thing where she kisses Superman. Superman is like shocked, pulls away and says, "You're married." And Ronar, was that his name?
Ronald.
I'm never going to remember that. Ronald sees it, gets upset, and swims off. Actually, tries to hit Superman first.
He breaks his scepter. That's a symbol of leadership. So, if you're one of these mermaid people, you're way more mad at him than the Atlanteans are at Aquaman.
You've got to worship him as a god now. You've just done that.
Yeah. So, it just looks so much of this because this feels like it's the important part almost, and then Floronic Man and Swamp Thing are kind of like trying to battle for control of Swamp Thing's body as well. That's going on, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but the conflict and the danger of this arc just was it was a little interesting when Floronic Man first showed up, but then it was like it kind of just became this, and I don't know. It felt like a bit of an afterthought. And it was more about this, Ronald stuff that was going on. But yeah, we get like several scenes or several pages, I should say, where Ronald goes to talk to Aquaman as Mira talks to Laurie. And like, it seems like, yeah, I'm not really mad at Superman. It's not his fault. I just got really upset because I always expected her to like ditch me eventually, and this just is like I mean, how do I compete? I knew she dated Superman once. Like, how am I supposed to compete with that? He's basically just a giant, like, insecure tit. It's really annoying.
Stop being a wuss, bro. Like, you're the leader of your people, all right?
Yeah.
God, he sucked. I hated all this mermaid stuff.
Yeah. Arthur has to
love the Atlantis stuff.
Yeah,
this sucks.
Arthur has to give him a pep talk and be like, "Hey, you're a ruler. Come on, like, we have to go unite everyone and like make them feel comfortable and that we're good. No more war. Let's go do that." And because so you get those scenes in the middle, and then at the end, after the conflict's over, like, Laurie goes to see him and they have their whole heart to heart where they eventually embrace and all the rest of it. And all I could think was, I just don't care about these two characters. This very much feels like there's a couple of, D-listers feels generous, that Mark Waid remembers from one Silver Age story, and he really wanted to put them in something. And, I said this last week when we did Aquaman issue 3. Brace yourself for this, Connor. But when Laurie showed up in that in a random role, and there was an editor's note saying, "As seen recently in World's Finest," I was like, are you kidding me? We introduced her again because she's going to pop up?
Look, I've not read issue Aquaman yet, but you've just made me significantly less excited.
It's there's a couple of interesting concepts, but I'm not super into this first arc.
I don't think I've spoke about it at all on the show yet, but like that book.
You were here for issue 1.
Right, then it was issue 3 I've not read, because I've read issue 2 then. I've read I've read the first issue on The Other World.
Right.
Every time it said Dark Tide, I groaned and rolled my eyes. I hate it. And it would be a fine name for a weird Aquaman thing if it wasn't in a Dark Side style story world. Like, if that wasn't a big element linking it, and it was like it wasn't linked to that explicitly, I wouldn't mind it as much. But because it is, it feels like, oh, we've got to make it fit with that.
I'll just say, Carter, that after issue 3, I'm not convinced it is that related to Darkseid, but that's another.
Okay.
Maybe
they wanted us to think that, at least, but first.
Don't get me wrong. We still don't know why it was an Omega symbol that was the portal.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. So there are some Arthurian things that you might pick up on in issue 3, should you get there.
Oh yeah, too much King Arthur bollocks. That's the other thing.
Yeah, so you'll like some of that type of stuff.
Too much King Arthur bollocks, Pete.
Yeah. See.
Never
back with this, I think that Wade's for all the jokes we can that like, oh, he just wants to use the mermaid girl that Clark used to date in college. I definitely think there's going to be some Woodrew stuff that is going to spin out of We Are Yesterday.
Yeah, but is any of it going to be as interesting as what's been going on in Poison Ivy?
No, definitely not. Because Poison Ivy's its own little corner, right? Doing this type of stuff. But I love like the stuff with the Inferno and burning the Amazon and the stuff that happened to Swamp Thing through all of that type of stuff. I feel like that's what he's focused on here, and I just don't care about it here because I can just read it over there. And so here I end up having to watch a couples therapy session between two mermaids at the end after Swamp Thing fights Sloronic Man underwater. And yeah, this was a chore.
Yeah, I just found it hard to care about any of this like side character stuff.
And this it's fine. The colors are doing a lot of heavy lifting to make it feel like it's still like the Dan Mora stuff. But it's not on that level. It's nowhere near as clean and sharp as Mora's work.
Yeah, well, at least with the next issue being the first part of the 6-part story that's crossing over between this and Justice League Unlimited, I'm assuming that's going to at least feel more like like it has more direction. Like it's got like more purpose than this did. Because
that's weird. Because I don't think this book has ever had purpose or direction. Right? It's the whole time. Let's just tell some random stories. So
it's felt worse recently, though. I think the last few arcs have felt a lot more plodding to me.
I wonder if part of that is, one, it's just been going on a while now and there's less appeal. 2, Wade's working on a lot of books right now. And 3, no Dan Mora.
Yeah, there's a mix of those things.
It's since Eclipso took over and Gutierrez is doing the art. And I like Gutierrez's art a lot. Probably more than you guys do. But he's not Dan Mora, right? So it just almost feels like this has been relegated to the B book.
I think like the art, I'm sure I've seen the art somewhere else before, but here in this book with these colors, it feels like it's trying to make the art look and feel like Dan Mora's did. It wants to try and maintain that style and tone.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's playing to the strengths of...
No. Well, so Gutierrez, I had first seen on that Blue Beetle, the graduation day stuff.
Right, I remember...
And then the series.
That, and I don't think, stylistically, I think it's totally...
Yeah.
And I think it plays more to his strengths as an artist than this does, where it's trying to make it, hey, remember Dan Mora?
Yeah. All right, what are you giving World's Finest, Matt?
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Damn, that's damning for me. Connor, what are you giving it?
That's incredibly low, yeah. I'm going to 3.5, which is still very low, but like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 4 sounds about right to me. Yeah, but wasn't feeling this at all.